We're back again. This is our third segment. I'm Pam Hugh with Chocolate Inspirations, and what we're doing is this is our third installment, if you like, for making our Easter basket. Today we're going to dip marshmallow. Now I have marshmallow that I made that I'm going to use and dip. No, I'm not asking you to go make marshmallow. That'll be another time when we do work on making marshmallow. So go buy whatever marshmallow is best that you like the best. And what you want to do is you take your marshmallows, and your first thing is you're going to put them on a sucker stick. But make the hole first, and you'll notice I made the hole. But then take and dip that stick in the chocolate and put it into the marshmallow. Because what it does is the chocolate will harden, and it will keep the hole from getting bigger and bigger so the stick does not adhere to the marshmallow. Pretty soon you have all these nice dipped marshmallows and they're falling off the stick. So that's what you're doing with the chocolate like that. So I dipped the stick first. Not advisable, so let's do this again and then put the stick and wipe off excess. You don't need 10 pounds of chocolate, you just need a little for it to adhere. And on these I'm going to use the dark chocolate. Again, just did it again. I must want to do the stick first for some reason. The dark chocolate will set up faster, quicker. This is the correct way. Let's do it this way. You make the hole first so you know where you're going. You dip it in chocolate. By the way, the chocolate that I have in these two bowls is tempered chocolate. Again, that's another lesson. If you do not want a tempered chocolate, then you need to use something like candy melts or something like that, whatever you like, that will let the chocolate set up. Like I said, tempering is a whole different lesson. So I'm going to dip the two, I'm going to call them two bicolor chocolate and vanilla in the milk chocolate, and the raspberry and vanilla are going to go in the dark chocolate. Then we're going to put them in the sprinkles or the sugar. And that's not anything specific. Pick the kind you like. Notice the bowls are on a slant. And what that helps you do is when you dip, it's easier for you to retrieve whatever you're doing. If you don't have this kind of setup, take a bowl and take a folded dish towel and put it underneath it, and that will tilt it for you. So then you can do the same thing without running out and saying, I need to have one of these tilted bowls. You hold on to it by the stick, you go straight in, and as you come up, you pump it. And it's called, basically, notice that I'm keeping the marshmallow is tapping the very top of the surface. What that is doing is the mass of chocolate is pulling off the excess. What that does is, so when you set it down, you do not have this big puddle of chocolate. So what you do then is you put it directly in to your sprinkles. Do not pick it up right away. It won't. The chocolate has not started to set up, and so what will happen is it will all just be one big mess, and what you have is no sprinkles on your marshmallow and a big chocolate mess there. So we're going to do the same thing here. Remember, you're going to push it in, and then as you come to the top of the surface, you just pump that chocolate, or each time I am dipping, I am touching this surface, and that is pulling off the excess chocolate. And I wait a little bit to make sure most of it stopped dripping. And this is going right next to the other guy. And I'm just leaving those alone right now, okay? I could have done one of each, and that was my intention, but I guess now these are both going to be in green sugar, so we have two of each. So I'm dipping this in. I'm going to see if I can turn the bowl so maybe you can see it a little better. And as I pump, you're touching that surface each time. And you leave it just a second. And it's going to go face down. When we cut that, notice we got a little irregular. We should have really, if you're going to use something like that, or you're going to cut out marshmallow somewhere, make sure you don't have the jagged edges. Because you think it doesn't show, and it always shows. Alright, and then again, you're going to go straight in. And you need enough chocolate so you can dip however many pieces you want. And again, I'm touching the surface. And I stop. Now I think I should be able to pick up here. Let me see what I've got. Nope, I'm still... What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to set these in the refrigerator for a minute so that chocolate will adhere, and then we will come back. I will pick them up and you will see what they look like, and I will give you some suggestions for putting them in the basket. Go. We pulled the marshmallows out of the refrigerator, but I wanted to point out something. Look at this marshmallow. He doesn't look very good at all, does he? And the reason was, if you flip back on the video, you will see that on the plate, I didn't have very much sugar. It was more a thinner layer like that. And so what happened was on this one, the chocolate seeped through, it stuck to the plate, so when you pulled it up, it pulled everything off. So what I did was I put more sugar, so you want a pile. So let's pretend that this has chocolate on it. And when you want, after the chocolate and I've dunked, then I'm going to put it right here. So the sugar, or the amount of whatever you're decorating with, is acting as a barrier, and the chocolate can't seep through. So then you won't have this problem. Then on these, we did the same thing, but we noticed it's a lot bigger pile than what I started with before. So once you have your marshmallows all dipped, and I'm going to caution on some of these we didn't dip the whole thing, we just dipped the front. Well, it looks real cute, but what happens is all this dries out, and it'll pretty soon, if you were serving that, it would be like stale. So ideally you want to dip the whole thing in chocolate, and you get a really long shelf life off of it. And another thing, just so you know, what we did underneath all of this, I don't know if it's going to show up or not very well, but we took, this is a piece of styrofoam, and we took a piece of styrofoam and we wrapped it in plastic wrap so it's food grade, and the only thing that's going in on the styrofoam is the actual stick. So just so you know, I didn't stick it, it's not stuck with chocolate, nothing, but just a piece of styrofoam that we covered with plastic wrap. Another thing to caution, when we dip this one, and I'm not anticipating that you're going to have something big that you dip, but if you did, it was very heavy. And as I was getting ready to prepare this to show you, it kept flipping over and flipping over. So what I did is I stuck 2 sticks in, and 2 sticks are supporting this one. And it's because the bigger piece, and then this is all dipped in chocolate. Now I'll flip this one around. This is the same bigger piece, but it's only dipped in the front. So 1 stick holds the weight. 1 stick will not hold the weight of a big piece that's totally dipped in chocolate. So I think that concludes what we're doing for segment 3. The next segment we're going to do is we're going to show you how to make our, I'm going to call them free-form artisan nests, but what we have is they are gluten-free, they are dairy-free, and they are delicious. So check with us for the next, to make your candies.